Hello, everybody. This is the Turtle Reads. That was Melissa with her beautiful singing voice.
That was Justin secretly telling Clay to be like, just shut this bitch up. I'm going to start the fucking podcast right now because I can't deal with this shit.
Nah.
Justin's like, I just woke up. It's too early for the fuck. It's 3 p.m. I woke up 15 minutes ago. I can't deal with this shit. I put on pants. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it too.
I didn't even get any sleep.
Oh my God. I got an idea for a new podcast. It's called the Pantsless Podcast. And that way Justin doesn't have to put on pants. Nobody has to put on pants. What do you think? Well, the cats one I think is...
Yeah, we got to talk about that one.
That would be fun. I think it's a mini series. All right, whatever. I'll tell you about it later. All right. Anyway, What the fuck am I doing right now? Anyway, I'm so unprofessional. I'm such a fucking dumb bitch.
This is Clay. That's Melissa. And we have a really great guest on the podcast today. We read his book. He's an artist on the Autumnal. It's Chris Shehan with us. Hey,
Hi.
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
The book was really, really good, and the art is amazing.
Thank you.
I was curious during it, I know it's probably dependent upon how, established you are in comics, but how much leeway did the writers give you with, with the scene with the mom in the coffin with the branches coming out of her mouth? Were they like, oh, we want the branches spiraling, or were they just like, oh yeah, she has branches coming out of her mouth, do it however you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for that scene, I had a lot of freedom, and I even when I turned in when I thought it was done, they told me add more, just add more stuff and make it worse and gross. And so I got to play around though. They didn't tell me exactly what to do, but for a lot of it, Daniel Kraus, the writer, he was pretty specific about his vision, just because this was his first comic, and before this he'd written novels, and so he's very good about describing, painting a picture for you with words. So a lot of the scenes were very exact, but for like where the camera goes and how I go about making it dramatic or scary or whatever, that was a lot of me.
So yeah, he had a lot of direction to his where it's like, oh, I want this specifically in the scene and shit.
Yeah, he was precise, which helps because for certain things like there are hidden symbols throughout the book, like objects that make sense later. He was very particular about that.
Yeah, like little notches and shit.
Nice. And so that was there, but I did have a lot of I got to design the characters and just the town and bring a lot of that to life. So it was still very collaborative. I do feel very much a co-author on this book in particular. I loved working on this.
Nice. Yeah.
Did you put any Easter eggs in your art anywhere?
Yeah.
Did you do like Disney and make one of the limbs coming out of the mouth look like a dick?
No.
That would be hilarious.
There are dicks in there, but they're not hidden.
Yeah, exactly. They're great. They're wonderfully detailed.
Yes.
A bit too much.
How many dicks have you seen in your life?
No, besides your own. Obviously.
Yeah,
yes, I know it doesn't count. Unless you have two, then you should mention that.
I've seen a few.
You've seen a few dicks.
A good amount.
Nice.
Enough to know how to draw the average, median dick, I guess.
Did you ever have somebody pose their dick so that you could kind of get a sense of it?
I should next time.
You know, like how people would just...
Yeah.
Yeah, well... Yeah, I can't afford to hire models, so
yeah,
you
could do a lot. You could lure in somebody
or
from the streets.
They have college classes where they just do that shit in the open, in a park a lot of times.
My mom was an art major in college, and when I was a kid, she was still going, and she would take me to those art classes where there'd be like a naked person.
Yeah.
But they would just put me in the back, like in a corner, and just give me crayons and paper just to distract me. And then while the naked person, I didn't
crayons,
see. They were all huddled around the figure, so I would be so far back I wouldn't see it. Right.
Okay.
So I would just kind of be in the back while some guy with a boner was just sitting on some blankets.
Yeah.
Just a few feet away.
Yeah. I didn't get to go to art school, so I didn't get to have that experience.
Yeah. Well, she went to state college, with the federal funding.
Yeah. I didn't do that either.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you have to.
Yeah. I mean, you've got good enough work honestly, you skip the art school.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's not necessary to go to school.
I
School
just
is
got-
bullshit,
Yeah,
mostly.
for sure.
Yeah.
Did you go to school at all? Like after? Did you complete high school?
Yeah, I completed high school.
Did you go to
and
college?
I went to college and then I dropped out.
Yeah,
because
college is
I
bullshit.
needed it.
What'd you major in?
Well, I was trying to major in art, and I ended up failing a lot of art classes, and I had a bunch of paintings stolen
Oh shit! This
from
sounds
my
like some
from my
drama
locker.
happened.
Yeah,
What,
Wait.
What college?
Yeah.
I went to New Mexico State University.
So what happened? Were they jealous of you? Was it drama?
No, I don't think so.
What was going on? Tell me what happened.
I think someone didn't do their assignments, so they wanted to turn something in, and all of my paintings were out to dry. So they took them and turned them in before I could.
God damn.
Oh fuck!
Is this
dude.
typical of New Mexico? Is this New Mexico culture?
No, I don't think so.
No. Was it just
Well,
this
maybe.
college?
I don't know.
New
It's
Mexico is what is New Mexico even known as? Is it trashy at all?
It's the desert.
Desert. So it's hard to tell. Like, so probably some smaller places are the trashiest. The bigger places, like,
Yeah. Well, have you seen Breaking Bad? Because that's all New Mexico.
I guess, but he was just in a trailer, right? So
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know.
although he was
Yeah.
a professor,
Yeah,
Yeah.
of something, which means they had school there. People were
chemist.
literate, right?
He was a chemist.
Yeah.
And
If they could afford a chemistry teacher, I figured.
yeah,
not
but
too-
it's a
not that
chemistry
trashy.
teacher who didn't make enough to pay his medical bills.
This is a good
so
point.
he started making
Yeah.
meth. So that is pretty trashy.
Yeah. Well,
Are you from New Mexico?
I am.
Okay, so then you grew up in New Mexico, then you went to this New Mexico State College, right? And then somebody stole your artwork.
Yeah.
Was anything else going on while you were there that made you drop out?
I just wasn't.
Why'd you get upset? Like, what was it?
I think that was the kind of the final straw. I don't know. I'm not really built for school.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
don't like it either.
Too much autism. And
You think that's what it was?
I think so.
Are you autistic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Diagnosed?
And not diagnosed. I am diagnosed ADHD, but I have enough.
You're on the right podcast.
Yeah.
You're on the right podcast. We're
for
never
sure.
going to get around to talking about
Oh, that's
anything
okay. We
that
can
we
talk
came
about
here.
New Mexico and ADHD.
Well, they're going to add ADHD to like the bottom of the barrel of
The
autism.
spectrum. Yeah.
They're just fucking putting you right down there.
Yeah. Well,
That's like-
I'm in somewhere in there. And so school was just, I don't know. I tested well and I just didn't ever want to do homework. So I just,
I totally get this. I'm
So
relating
I-
to this
Yeah.
so hard right
I
now.
just- yeah, I was just like, well, I don't really need a degree to be an artist. So I just stopped.
Yeah.
Now I don't have debt. So that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. The only reason why I went through with college is because I had a scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hated
helps.
every minute of it. I didn't want to do homework.
What was your scholarship for?
Oh, my scholarship was for a field that I decided I hated anyway. Also, it was foreign policy, basically.
Huh.
So it was like a pipeline to the State Department and
Okay.
Department of Homeland Security, whichever one I chose.
Yeah. Now you're a
And then I
comedian.
dived into both of them. Yeah, and I was like, this is a joke. Why not go tell some instead? So, yeah, I totally feel you about the school thing, especially now, because I feel like, especially for liberal arts colleges, they're teaching people a lot of shit that they don't need.
No, I mean, you don't need a degree for all, like, there's some good stuff, but you don't need a degree, and you can learn most of it online. I learned
Especially
how to draw
now.
online.
Yeah, YouTube University pretty much covers a lot of the liberal arts topics.
Yeah.
You could literally teach yourself everything that is in a liberal arts college. You can get their syllabi. Just read whatever the fuck they're reading. There you
can
go.
audit classes as well.
You can audit classes.
You can audit art classes if you want to practice drawing in a setting that's for students.
Yeah, it's complete and utter bullshit right now to go to college. And I think they know it too. That's why.
Yeah.
I think that's almost why they try to court controversy, just to keep getting attention. I don't think they're even anything ideologically. I think they just want attention so that people somehow just keep going because of the controversy, because of the hype, you know? They just keep getting attention in the news.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Probably.
But the one thing you can't do is like engineering, right? That's
Yeah.
one thing. Like
Engineering,
electrical engineering.
doctor.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Medicine and
Yeah.
engineering are like the main things that you have to go to school for.
Absolutely. But like
Law.
law, I feel like even law, you could, if they,
Sitting on like
Yeah.
court cases about like just go into court,
That's
sit in on
true.
a bunch of court, and then just read
Yeah.
law like
watch
law
Judge
transcripts.
Judy.
I wouldn't want a lawyer who said, "Oh, I watched Judge Judy for 3 years."
That would be unsettling. It's like, I might be going to prison, and my lawyer just said he gets most of his stuff from Judge Judy and Judge Joe Brown.
Maybe I do want the Harvard lawyer then.
She starts arguing about custody rights. You're like, we're not even here for that, bro. What the fuck? Yeah. Well, okay. Cool. So college is bullshit.
Yeah.
Before we actually dive into the details, a little bit about the story itself, right? What's sort of the log line? What's the summary that you would give to this book to not give too much away about what it's about?
It's a mother and a daughter move to a small town where something's up. Something's up there.
Yeah, without giving too much away, that's really the only thing.
This is the artist of the book. This is like what he gets out of it. He's like, yeah, something's up.
Something's up. Keep reading.
Well, she's returning to her hometown,
but she doesn't remember any of it.
Yeah,
which is strange.
But she doesn't like her mom, right? Because her mom basically abandoned her.
Yeah, like emotional neglect and abandonment, and she doesn't want to be that for her daughter, but she needed a place to live, and she inherited her childhood home. So now she's in this small town where everyone is a bit too nice.
Yeah.
She's also an asshole, this mom, this lady, the main character.
The main character,
she's kind of a dick.
Yeah, but in a cool way, right?
Sometimes she's just a dick, though, at times. Yeah. I'm just kind of like, well, you're just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, well, she had a hard time.
You think she has ADD?
Oh, yeah, both of them, her and sure. her
yeah,
kid.
The kid for sure.
Yeah, this kid is on the spectrum, which I love. I like I don't know if that was me as a child, mom doing her best and me super neurodivergent and reading Stephen King way too young.
Oh, I did that too. I read Clive Barker way too young. That shit is intense.
Yeah, that's more intense.
Yeah, it's like homoerotic.
Yeah.
it's. Did you ever watch Nightbreed?
No.
You ever read Cabal?
No.
No? Okay. Then never mind.
I know I would have figured a lot more about myself if I read Clive Barker at 7 years old.
Are you gay?
I'm queer.
You're queer?
Yeah.
Clive Barker is the perfect author for people who are children who are queer. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to recommend it to children, but I think
it would be if they happen to be gay kids.
I wish I had read it, but I'm not going to tell
Dude, I read that shit.
It.
That shit scarred me, but it was great.
Yeah.
It scarred me in a good way. It's Clive Barker. Clearly, a lot of the dark fantasy plots have to do with a person coming to terms with the fact that they're some kind of night creature.
That's cool.
A gay guy in the 80s, right? Like if you read Cabal, if you watch the movie, this thing is such a mask for like the 80s gay club scene in London that it's hilarious. Like they're all supposed to be these nightmare monsters, dream monsters who morph and this and that. But if you see the costumes, right, it's like dangly earrings and leather vests and they're underground and somebody's like, there's rhythm and everyone's like bopping around in the fucking crypts. It's like, all right, guys.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found each other. But
yeah, all the dangly earring people should find each other.
Well, from the 80s especially, right? That was the aesthetic for that at the time. And it was totally Clive Barker. And I'm not sure if I don't even think he was doing it on purpose. I think it was just a natural expression, artistic expression, and just kind of came out as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Y'all both read cool shit as kids. My first thing I remember.
You read Stephen King?
No, well, I read Stephen King recently. I'm saying early on shit. I read the Iliad and the Odyssey was like some of my first shit I read.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
You read the Iliad and the Odyssey?
Yeah, whenever I was really young.
That is cool shit. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. That's mythology. That's like the nerdiest of our three.
No.
Out of the three options, that's definitely the nerdiest.
You didn't like it?
I love it.
Because it's fucking awesome.
But
the Iliad and the Odyssey?
You're reading Clive Barker about like secret gay dudes in the 70s or shit. He's reading Stephen King. I'm reading Homer.
Homer's...
He's
what
great.
The fuck are you talking about right now?
I'm saying it's nerdier.
You are making my head explode. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I love it, but it's definitely nerdier than your option.
No, it's not nerdier. This is at least nerdy. Those people barely knew how to read back then. Do you know the Greeks? They didn't have lowercase letters. they wrote everything uppercase, like the way a psycho would text you, right? That's how the Greeks, if you were to read a Greek, it's like, and then I chopped his head off and I saved the princess, you know? Like, do you want to get coffee later today? That's how the Greeks would write their literature. That shit is crazy.
That's
cool.
And that's one of the coolest times in history.
Yeah.
That's when people literally thought that like you could like fucking throw a baby into a bonfire and that it would bring rain or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's the most gnarly, nightmarish, crazy time. That's real shit. Clive Barker is like fucking 6 degrees removed from that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I still stand by it's nerdier than Clive Barker.
Oh my God, you're fucking driving me crazy right now.
It's mythology. It's definitely nerdy.
What the fuck?
Anyway.
What? Have you read mythology?
Yeah, I think reading is nerdy.
That's a good point.
So
I hate the both of you. Get the fuck out of the studio. I'm doing the rest of the podcast by myself. Myth is the you know what a kernel is in programming? The kernel is the connection between the hardware and the software.
okay.
Right? The myth is the kernel of every single story you'll ever tell in your whole life. That's not fucking nerdy. That shit comes from your fucking nightmares and your dreams. You know what I mean? And like fucking Freudian psychology and shit. That's shit that like you dream about and that you're too embarrassed to tell people about in the next day. Like, you know what I mean? That's the shit where there's like, you know, like a harpoon shaped dick in your fucking armpit. You know what I mean? Like shit that's like really weird and you got a tail growing out of your ear, you know, and it's really disturbing. And then you never tell people about shit like that your whole life. And myth is just people actually talking about that. Like it's nothing.
Yeah, with like Zeus becoming a goose and fucking a lady.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
There's literally a story of Jupiter coming down as golden rain on a girl to fuck her, to trick her. And it's like he's literally giving this chick a golden shower in myth, okay, to impregnate her.
Yeah.
So it's very kink friendly.
I mean,
It's not even kink friendly. They didn't have kink. They had none of that shit.
Yeah.
There was no, because kink is something to differentiate from missionary.
It was the norm.
Right? Kink is like, this is kink, this is missionary. Right? For them, it was all, we're fucking gooses, we're fucking cows, we're fucking donkeys.
Norse mythology, Odin basically tricks Loki into becoming a horse and getting fucked by another horse to have a six-legged horse baby that he turns into his horse.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's hilarious.
It's all hilarious. You know that the story of the Minotaur? The story of the Minotaur? Do you know how he becomes born?
I forget.
It's real fast. Look, this queen, she falls in love with a bull that they have in their stable. She looks out of her window. She sees this bull, and she's like, God damn, that's a fucking sexy motherfucker, right? And then she's like, how can I fuck this bull? And she's just scheming the whole time. She hires a guy to build a wooden cow so that she could, with a hole at the back, and she could climb into it and basically like press her fucking ass against the hole so that the bull sees this hot fake wooden cow and has sex with it, but it's really her inside.
Yeah. Woo, bestiality.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Is that kink?
Yes.
No, it isn't. That defies kink. That defies any stupid term that we have today to talk about anything we do. It is insanity world.
I mean, that's like the first Mr. Hand.
Yes. All right, whatever. I rest my case about the myth. We could move on, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, what about the tattoo in her back?
Oh yeah, Rich.
We talked about that.
Yeah, that's her ex. Her ex is named Rich.
Mm-hmm. What about that rose tattoo though that she has? Where'd you get that from?
That was just for fun. I wanted to give her more of a interesting tattoo because for when you see her with her top off, it's like a guitar with roses kind of climbing all up it. I didn't really get the chance to show it off a lot, but
I definitely noticed it though. It's interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to. My idea, well, I don't know. I don't know if I should spoil anything.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Alert.
Yeah.
Well, if we ever did a sequel and there was another tree, I would want roses on it. Just yeah,
Okay.
Why?
because it's
For the tattoo?
because it's her. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know that's her?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a rose wrapped around a guitar.
Yeah, because
Okay.
she plays guitar.
Yeah.
Just a kind of tattoo she would get. I
Hey,
don't
what
know.
happened to the guitar in the story? Where'd it go? Is it still in her house?
Yeah, she bought a whole guitar.
Remember?
Like, yeah, that was like a center point of like a pretty
She
important
uses
point
it
in
as
the
a
story.
as a
It
weapon.
basically.
Oh wait, yeah, she
Oh yeah,
smashes.
she killed the
Yeah.
guy with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Never mind. All right.
That's where it went.
We both have bad memories.
Yeah, I forgot that part. Well, because I was thinking that maybe she could absorb it as a tree and then
Yeah.
like put
That
it
would be
somewhere
cool.
or something.
Yeah.
So it's technically still in the forest. So
Yeah.
I guess that's possible.
Yeah, I might use that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about that, but I might use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could totally work because trees are especially and even in this story, trees are. Am I right to say that trees are actually every individual tree that you think is just on its own is actually part of an entire organism spread across a
I think
landscape?
it's just that grove.
Depends on
just that particular area where
Yeah.
she had captured those kids or had those kids set up. It's just that little grove. That
It's where
is
they
people.
get their trees.
Well, but I think that's how trees actually work.
Some trees,
Yeah.
like aspens, are a single tree technically,
Yeah.
but not all forests are the same. Are like that.
Yeah.
But I do know that about aspens.
Yeah.
They'll all grow, but they have connected roots.
Right. Did you study trees for this story, or did
Not
you
a
already
lot.
kind of do that before? Are you a nature person? You hike?
No, I was a Boy Scout, but
Oh, shit.
I didn't really learn it. I looked at a lot of trees. I tried to find things about trees that were creepy,
Mhm.
like some notches on trees look like eyes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. That's
I looked
pretty
at a lot of trees. I collected leaves while I was drawing this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the leaf imagery and shit, especially whenever they start moving around, the leaves just pop up in their house at one point. That shit was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I really like especially the reveal at the end with the notch, with the 3 notches through it, and how that was like throughout. As soon as I saw that, like throwing back to the panels before, I went back. I'm like, all right, I gotta go find this myself. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
And there's more of them that they don't mention as well. I hit a few others.
Really?
Yeah. And
God dang it,
and,
you're gonna send me on a fucking
yeah.
treasure hunt.
and I've put
Yeah,
them.
so that's good.
I put them in some of my other books as well, just for fun.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Mhm.
All right,
Nice.
sweet. All right. What are some other books? You want to drop them? Name
yeah.
drop right now?
Yeah, well, I don't know which ones I've put the symbol in. I know that the symbol shows up in a book called Denizen, which I also did with Vault Comics, the same publisher. And they actually in the book mention the town of Comfort Notch as a little nod. So there's like that, like Easter egg, like Denizen exists in the same universe as this book.
Nice.
And I did hide the symbol in there for sure. I don't remember where else I've hidden it, but I do like Easter eggs
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
I am in the book.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Oh,
I'm gonna look for you.
I am a random person in the town.
Ooh.
I was in the foreground in an early page, and I am on one of the pages that show people of the town chanting.
Okay.
okay.
That's pretty cool.
And I draw myself in all my books. I'll show up in the background of
Oh, you do?
of everything. Yeah.
Oh, like you're like Hitchcock, but comic book artist.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool. Do you draw yourself dead or like just always kind of
I have.
wandering around?
Yeah, it depends. Wherever there's enough people that I can kind of hide myself in it, I'll put myself in there somehow.
What was it like drawing your self portraits of yourself? Did you take a look at it after and go, "Oh man," or like, "What the fuck"?
you ever decide to make
you're
yourself
like,
like super buff or something?
Yeah.
No,
Like, actually, I need to photo.
That's what I would do, dude. Honestly, if I was
Yeah, you
drawing
make
myself in a
yourself-
comic book, I would always be skinny.
yeah,
Constantly. I would be skinny as fuck and probably 6'5".
Then fucking jack.
yeah.
Big ass dick. What?
I'm just however I looked at the time.
I probably give myself bigger boobs for sure. Yeah.
Me
That's
too.
cool. Well, all right. What else can we fucking get out of you? Let's see. Oh, suburbs. That's what I wanted to actually bring up. You notice that there's a lot of horror stories that have to do with suburbs being creepy. Have you ever lived in a big city? Did you live in a big city in New Mexico?
Yeah, I've lived in and around Albuquerque, which is, I think, the biggest city there. And I live here in Austin. And I've lived in a lot of suburbs.
Do you think they're creepy?
Yeah, they're creepy.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you think it's you or do you think it's the suburbs?
I think that there's always something up that we don't know about. There's some stuff going on.
You think so?
Why not?
I grew up in New York City. When I came here, Austin is that for me in a weird way. Because New York is extremely insane, right? So for me, coming to Austin was almost as if I was going to the suburbs. And then I also live in a part of Austin that kind of is the suburbish, right? And that shit scared the crap out of me the first time I came here. But it's because it's almost like my nervous system is built for New York, right?
Okay.
So this is so much slower and more pleasant or something that it
It's
kept
unsettling.
feeling like, yeah, because it feels like that part in the movie before the jump scare.
When something is too good or too calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Catches you off
Stepford
your guard.
Wives or Pleasantville
Yeah.
thing of like, feels like there's something underneath, and then you just have to poke the right hole in the right area, and it all comes streaming out.
Well, because there is shit though that's underneath the surface, right?
Yeah.
It's all these fucking bitches in their homes just drinking wine and taking
someone
Xanaxes
has killed
and
someone.
molesting each other and
Yeah.
murdering somebody, hiding the body, right? There's all or just kind of being just like a very predatory personality, right? And you got all your family members just trapped in the home with you, you know? And
Yeah.
you're just like,
But I feel like
or
that's
just some lady on menopause, which is terrifying.
the only reason it's that is I feel like that is such a trope people gravitate to in stories, is that it's from the outside it looks the opposite, but I feel like it's not anymore like happening in suburbs.
Exactly.
But it
Clay's like, no, I've seen all that shit elsewhere.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know I knew a dude back in South Louisiana, where I'm from, that I knew a dude who lived in a trailer park, and like, you know, raggedy trailer park, multiple people with pit bulls, not like
Yeah.
legally doing legal shit with them, and one of them,
What kind of?
one of them,
What are we talking
they were
about here?
fighting dogs.
Oh, okay. I'm glad they're not fucking dogs. That's all I was trying to check. All right, cool.
But no, one of the people in that trailer park, you know, and you're expecting some bad shit to be happening there because how it looks, and then for short, one of the people was like had fed a body to a gator that he
Hell yeah.
of like a dude he just didn't like, so he just drove him back to the trailer park and like cut him up and fed the body parts to gators.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that shit happening all the time,
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's true. But for trailers, people expect it.
Yeah, well, places like that are honest about what they are.
That's
It's
what I'm
true.
saying.
Suburbs are scary because they're nice.
Yeah. The suburbs are not. They're there to hide it, right? Or
Yeah.
they're there to pretend that they're
It's
better.
unsettling how when people are a bit too nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what. But we should all just go about our days being like, yeah, even if somebody see me like walking up to you with a smile, he's probably going to be a jackass at some
Always.
point during his day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just expect it. You know,
Always expect cunts and assholes because
Yeah.
that's basically what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hate when people like to use niceness as a weapon. That shit drives me insane. I hate that so much. I went to the vet the other day and this lady was trying to get us to buy an extra rabies vaccine for our cat. But our cat's like fucking 20 years old. I don't want to give him anything extra
Yeah.
that he doesn't need,
Yeah.
right? And also he doesn't have rabies. He's an indoor cat, right? So then this lady comes in and very nicely and she's like,
Yeah, well, you know, it's just kind of like mandated by law. So, you know, it's just like, it's not our, you know, we don't want it either, but, you know, we have to do it because, you know, if your cat,
and then she just runs into like emotional manipulation right after. She goes,
you know, because if we don't do it and your cat, you know, bites us, we're going to have to, you know, quarantine your cat and you're going to have to pay for it. And then also we'll have to cut its head off and then send it off to be examined. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, bitch, I just met you like 2 minutes ago, you know, and you're already giving me images of my beheaded cat, you know, then trying to just so you can get an extra $30 out of me. So that's a nice person, right? That person thinks that she is actually nice and that she's being nice.
Yeah, I don't really like whenever you're going grocery shopping and they have the thing of like, oh, would you like to add on round up to the dollar and give the change to whatever charity and shit. And I'm like, no, because then I'm paying the tax on top of that and then more and more. I'm like, no. But they try to like
that's bullshit.
Guilt trip you. Because you got to press no like 3 fucking times on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. And then the person's like looking at you the whole time, like judging you, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck off. But
Well, that company's going to use your money and pretend it's their money to pay that charity and get the tax advantage that you could have gotten by paying it directly to the charity yourself anyway.
Yep.
everybody gets a cut. And also, a lot of those charities, legally, you're only obligated to give away 20% of what you get to your cause. So a lot of those charitable organizations, what they actually do is they keep a lot, like the bulk of it, right? And then they just throw the 20% at whatever the hell they're supposed to be giving the money to, and then they keep the rest.
Yeah.
And that still counts as a nonprofit. Most charities are bullshit. There's a website called GiveWell.com, and they do like a quarterly assessment of the impact that organizations that are charitable actually have, like concrete evidence of results that they can track. And basically the only charities that actually do anything worth a shit is deworming campaigns and making potable water in Africa and things like that. That's kind of it. And like malaria nets, you know, so people don't die of malaria. That's it. Everything else is kind of open to interpretation.
Yeah, I know the pink ribbon, the breast cancer shit, that shit is really bad. They pay like the minimum. Yeah. And then I had heard that that red nose thing that started at one point.
Of course.
That was a big old piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why they give you a red nose, because if you give money to them, you're a fucking clown.
Yeah. Dude, there was so many celebrities supporting that shit too. I was like, this can't be good.
That's another sign. When too many celebrities are behind something, I'm immediately like, no thanks. I'll just wait until the scandal comes out of you guys, whatever you're up to for real. Sex trafficking. I don't know what the hell you're doing. It's always something. Crack. Who knows?
If you could hide Easter egg any like celebrity musician or whatever in one of your comics, who would you choose?
Celebrity musician.
Or anybody, any kind of celebrity.
Any celebrity.
I was just thinking musician because I thought it would be cool to have like her play with like a musician or something, like a famous musician, and that would be cool.
I have put Bill and Ted into
nice.
into the background.
That's solid. Bill and Ted's
comic.
great.
Yeah.
Do you watch that a lot when you were growing up?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love George Carlin. Seeing him in movies is always fun. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is him and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The hitchhiking shit is so fucking funny.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bill and Ted movie?
Probably the first one.
The first one?
Yeah, I guess.
What's the one with the aliens? That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one with Stay Shy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the second one.
They go to like heaven and stuff.
Yeah. They go to heaven.
Fun.
They're
all fun.
Escape hell by playing Battleship with Death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one. Wait, which was the third one? What was going on in the third one? I forgot. Was there a third one?
They
was
made
that the
it
history
recently.
one?
It was recent. It was that was the recent one where
never mind.
Their kids are in it.
It's meta, yeah. It's like them saving the world from them not saving. Yeah, it was a whole meta thing. And
yeah.
It was still good. I liked it.
It was?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, that's cool. The first one, they were just trying to get historical figures so that they could pass their class.
That was time travel.
Yeah.
And then the second one was life and death. And the third one was like the bringing everything around full circle.
Yeah. Ted was Keanu Reeves, right? Which one was Ted? That was Ted. Yeah. When I was in elementary school, there was a kid that was my best friend. He looked just like Bill. And I liked Bill more. I had kind of a crush on the character. So I was like, yeah, this guy looks just like my crush. You know, and I was going to be like, yes, fuck yeah. Just hang out with him. But yeah. Which one did you like more?
I like them both.
You like them both?
I don't know. Keanu Reeves was really funny back then.
Yeah.
I liked him in a lot of stuff because I like his like airhead character.
Yeah.
He did a lot.
I wish he would do that more. Like
Yeah.
I love
He should bring
action
it back.
movie. I love action movie Keanu Reeves. John Wick is great and shit, but I want to see more of him, just the dummy,
Yeah.
just the
But action
silly
heroes
dumb
are
dumb.
dummies.
No, like silly dumb dumb.
Yeah.
I want silly dumb
Yeah, like
dumb
this
Keanu
action hero
Reeves.
isn't a dumbass enough. I need
Yeah.
a dumber action figure.
Yeah.
I mean, action. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Like, yeah, I want to see Dumb and Dumber with Keanu Reeves and
What?
Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey. I think would do good together.
You want to get rid of the other guy? That guy worked so hard in that role. He talks about it in interviews all the time.
Yeah, because that's like the only thing he did.
Oh my God. That's so mean. Jesus Christ. Can you do an impression of Keanu Reeves?
Of when he's like,
Like a dumbass airhead.
whoa. I don't know.
Totally excellent.
Okay, let's move on. All right. Well, so yeah, suburbs are creepy. Do you know anything about Greek myth? Any mythology?
A little
bit.
Yeah.
Did this strike you as something? Anything like a tragedy, Greek tragedy? Kind of did for me.
Not
The
off
way
the top
it
of my
ended.
head.
Well, because it's not a spoiler. It's not a happy ending.
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a very bleak ending.
Yeah.
But it's also an ending that I'm actually seeing more of nowadays. People are kind of turning to that kind of ending, which is where the protagonist basically gets just owned, like torn apart, murdered, killed,
Yeah.
changed, warped, corrupted, altered, right?
It was a little different with also because I've seen that does happen a lot recently, but it is a little extra where having the kid die too right before.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was
that a
surprised
little-
about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the minute the tree was like, yes, go before you will decide you're not angry enough yet. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah, I saw that as soon as that, but I was like ready for the sacrificial moment for her and be like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice for my kid, and then just like immediate right turn. She's like, no, you're not angry enough, and I'm like, oh fuck, this kid's about to die.
Yeah.
Kid
will be dead now. Which sucks because there's nothing suckier than a kid, and it's like a kid with ADD too. They're like some of the most adorable kids. They're so chatty, right? And just precocious, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess this lady's gonna kill everybody now. But I've seen that a lot. There's this movie, Solaris or something like that, where these two people who want a kid wake up in a place that's like a fake suburbia created by some organism.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they implant this
bizarre.
child who's not really a human at all. And basically the kid just uses them, right? And kind of uses them for love and caretaking until it's ready to evolve to its adult state. And then, and the whole thing just kind of plays out, and it's exactly, nobody gets saved. The parents basically just, are killed. Bleak ending. And that's just, that's something. I think the 80s and stuff, they would always have amazing happy endings, almost like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like the endings in the 80s movies were so good that it almost felt like, did this person have a stroke and think they were winning?
Yeah.
Because they can't possibly have won against this monster.
Yeah. Well, that would be a good twist.
Yeah.
It's a good ending, and then they wake up and it's not.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of happening now. A lot of the.
Yeah.
But that's what I was trying to preemptively say about the Greek tragedy is that's a Greek tragic ending. That's like typical of a Greek tragedy where, like Shakespeare also did tragedies, right? So it's the whole point is that this is not going to end well, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but you get a sick, almost sensual pleasure in the fact that the person is being killed in such a horrific way or corrupted, and basically like their souls torn apart in a way that changes them forever, right?
Okay.
Compromises their humanity.
Yeah.
And they're no longer human, like the lady who becomes a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Do you feel that? When you saw this ending, did you like it?
I didn't.
You didn't like it?
I didn't, but I had grown attached to the characters, and so it was really very hard for me. But I did try to bring as much emotion to Kat as I could while she was changing, so that you could feel and be satisfied by her anger.
Yeah, satisfied. Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to at least create that where she does kind of go on a little bit of a rampage, and
That's a euphemism.
yeah. So she
Like she went on a bit of a rampage.
Yeah.
She annihilated an entire town.
She's annihilated an entire town, killed 50 children. Yeah. I mean, a bit of a rampage. I mean, but it's only one orchard.
Yeah.
Orchard.
Orchard.
Yeah, orchard.
Yeah.
I mean,
so yeah, she had to win somehow.
Yeah.
She
She
wins,
had
she
to learn
loses,
somehow.
and she wins. But
Yeah. Do you believe this kind of revenge is ever justified?
in real life, I don't think so. But
Yeah. Do you think you could be pushed to the limit to where you would do something like that?
I don't know. I watched John Wick, and I'm like, yeah, if somebody hurt my dog, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, if there was a town full of secret society people who were sacrificing your kid, do you think you would annihilate the entire town?
if no one
Maybe.
else did anything about it, I would have no choice.
Yeah.
If it was my
I love
kid.
it. I was trying to get you to say something like that because you got like school shooter vibes. So I was just like, if I could get him to say something fucked up, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean,
this is nice. Because you
bad
look like
people.
when you get angry, you get really angry.
I don't really get angry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
it's pent up.
Yeah.
So it's a
Maybe.
bottle.
You're probably not even aware of it. That
Yeah.
shit is like somewhere in you, and you have completely, almost like how an oyster wraps, a little debris to make a pearl,
Uh-huh.
right? So that it doesn't hurt it anymore.
Yeah,
You got your fucking rage somewhere,
maybe.
right? And your
It's never come out,
like in
so
your
I don't
balls or
like.
something.
Something has to really set me off, I guess.
What sets you off? Injustice.
I don't get that mad. I don't know. My ex would tell me that I don't really get mad. I just exclaim at most.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't. I
Like
just
an exclamation mark?
Yeah, I'm just like like.
That's you mad?
Yeah.
That's
I
not you
think-
mad. Get
I
the fuck
think-
out of
Well,
here.
that's not. That's probably not real. I probably have. I
You got
might have
something.
anger somewhere, but it doesn't come out. I don't know. I meditate and stuff. I don't know.
That doesn't mean shit.
I don't.
Doesn't mean you can't
maybe
be
it does.
angry.
No,
Whenever-
I agree.
Meditation doesn't mean you can't be angry.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can be angry, but I don't outwardly
Whenever you,
show my anger. I don't feel the need.
yeah,
Well,
whenever
I
you
didn't say-
do that exclamation, is that because I do that? Me and my brother do that too. We talked about it because we lived down the hall from each other, and we would hear each other just randomly yell shit like "fuck."
Yeah, I'll do that.
And what it is us thinking back to something that probably happened like 3 months ago,
Yeah.
and just remembering this one little moment where we just like beat the shit out of ourselves in our head and go "fuck." Why
Yeah.
the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that. Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't think that's the same thing, Clay. That's
No.
not homicidal rage.
No, I don't have homicidal rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Does
is
someone hurt my dog? Probably.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I don't know.
You like
'cause
animals?
we've not gone there.
You like animals,
I
right?
do. I like my dogs.
You
like cats?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like cats.
Dogs are better. No, turtles
I
are the
didn't even
best.
say anything.
Actually, turtles are the best. Turtles beat dogs.
Yeah,
and
you
cats.
fucked
They
up
live
already.
longer.
Nah, fuck you.
You said dogs are better. Everybody heard you. You don't like turtles. You're
I had a turtle.
You're a poser. You don't like turtles.
I had a turtle whenever I was younger.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I like turtles.
Yeah, in a little aquarium. His name was Squirtle. I
Yeah.
got him from our pond.
He keeps saying dogs are better. By the way, I've never said cats are better. All I
Bullshit.
said was that cats are great.
Bullshit.
I did.
Do you have a cat?
Yeah, I got an old
Oh yeah, you
cat
said that.
who did not get
You went to the
decapitated
vet.
because I stood up for that goddamn cat
Yeah.
because I believe in him and I want him to live as long as
But
he can.
if your cat got decapitated, would you?
I would kill those bitches. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
okay.
beat the shit out of them. Yeah, for
She'd
sure.
burn the
I
veterinary.
don't know if I would
Yeah.
like necessarily kill them, right?
No.
But I would beat the shit out of them. And if something like that happened, I mean, hey, you decapitated my
Yeah.
cat, so fuck you,
Yeah, I mean, I know I would be mad. And I
right?
know I would be madder than
You would
I
wanna-
can
would you-
imagine myself being.
Would you want to do something like become a tree and
Yeah.
stick your branches down somebody's throat?
Probably.
Right. Well, because it's cruelty, right?
Yeah.
Cruelty to somebody like a dog.
Yeah.
Who's the dog? For
Yeah.
God's sakes, right? It's like the dog doesn't know anything about
No.
human morality.
Yeah, that's why it's not fair.
Yeah,
It's like a child or a dog.
it is.
It's not fair.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
and if it's my dog, I'm gonna be upset.
right.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I feel like you gotta get angry. One day you're gonna get angry.
Monday,
I hope I'm
maybe.
there to see it. Yeah, you're gonna blow a hole through somebody. That's great.
If they hear my dog.
I'll protect you. I'll fucking testify in your favor. I'll say
such a
whatever
nice
you need.
guy on the
I'll defend
podcast.
you. Yeah.
So-
Anything happens to you, you get mad, you kill somebody, you come to call us. We'll be like, look, and we'll erase this episode. We'll never, you know what I mean? Like we'll fucking get rid of all the evidence. I don't give a fuck. Especially if somebody fucks with your dog.
How many episodes of Judge Judy have you seen?
Me? None. I can't help you there, but I can. I can lie. I'll lie on the stand. Okay, I'll lie my ass off.
Okay.
Because you came here, you did this podcast, you're really nice,
That was
but
a
I know
solid
you
callback.
but I know you got rage. Kill anybody, come to us, we'll help you.
Yeah.
You can count on us here in Austin, Texas.
I was curious with the whole Biddy thing. Did somebody is that a thing already out there, like that little poem about her, or did the writer came up with that?
He came up with that.
Nice, that's dope.
Yeah.
Because a couple of the different little rhymes that they do, I think, are actual nursery rhymes. But that one, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not a real thing. But that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's creepy, and then you think about kids singing it.
And then there was like multiple versions that it changed over the years and stuff. That's really, it takes a lot of like thought to go through and be like, okay, this is the original version. Now I got to make a more censored, like Disney version of it and shit.
Yeah, because kids are dancing in a circle singing it, so it wouldn't be as harsh as the reality of it.
Yeah.
Was Freddy Krueger the first time they ever did that, where they had kids singing a creepy song?
That's the first I know of.
Yeah.
Someone figured out that kids are creepy, and
Oh yeah, I know.
when they
kids are creepy.
sing, it's
Yeah.
creepier. So
Yeah.
people still use that. You'll see a movie trailer and kids are singing.
Mhm.
The Beetlejuice trailer came out and little kids are singing.
All right.
Yeah, in the background, it's just,
Tally Me Banana or something,
Oh right. I
but
think I
in a
remember
creepy
that.
way.
Yeah, you just slow it down a little bit. Tally me banana.
Yeah, and it's
Like-
creepy because it's kids.
Kids are creepy. Kids are absolutely creepy. People get this weird idea about kids, like they're like, oh, they're good. They're the best of us, and it's
Yeah,
like
I
in a
mean-
sense, but they're not. We don't like them because they're good. We like them because they're free.
Because they don't
They're
know.
free.
They'll say things to you that because they don't have
they're
a
free.
filter.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
completely free, but that means they're free to show all sides,
Mhm.
right? And we come like what we are the things. Part of us is like books like this,
Yeah.
is an expression of what we really are. We're creepy. We're creepy
Yeah.
species.
I
You know?
love when a kid will just drag me, like just be
Yeah.
real mean because I can forgive it because they don't know, and it's just,
Exactly.
and they're really funny.
Exactly.
They're funnier.
And there's
Their insults are way funnier than anything I could come up with.
yeah, because they're free. They're
Mhm.
completely unfiltered. They haven't been affected by anything yet, right? So
Mhm.
they're just kind of saying shit just straight out of their face,
Yeah,
and they're so small.
Yeah.
And somehow knowing that you can just kind of take them and toss them into a creek makes you kind of go, okay,
Yeah.
this is cool.
I have like
This kid's
12
funny.
nieces and nephews, and every time I go back home, it's always like them, not even jokes, just like making comments about my weight and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard worse by comics, but it is another level to hear it come from a kid who's just like 100% serious about what they're saying.
Yeah.
Comics, it's all jokes and shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're trying to roast me. Cool.
I love it.
But a kid, it's like, no, you're really fat. That's some big titties.
Yeah. And that's just the kid just fucking around.
Yes.
Right. But kids also, kids are babies even, right? Babies have murderous thoughts about other babies, right? If a baby steals another thing from a baby, right? Like that, there are babies that will try to stab the other baby, or like choke it or something, right? They'll get so full of fucking rage that they'll just go white. That, you know what I mean? Like just fucking pale and just angry.
I saw a video of a mom who ate her baby's food
Yeah.
to try to get her to eat it. And so the baby just started biting her face, but it was like, didn't have teeth in its mouth
Exactly.
yet.
God.
But the baby was like literally attacking, like 100% trying to bite
love
through his mom's face. Just, I'm like,
Yes.
God damn, he's on full attack mode. That's great.
This is what I'm talking about, right? But it's so adorable, and
Yeah.
it's so funny that you think it's adorable because it's just that it's too small to hurt anybody for real.
Yeah.
And you know that in time it'll get it right. It'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, don't do this, right?
Yeah.
And since you know those things and you see that, you're like, this is great for now. This is like a really funny thing to see this fucking psychopath who can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Well,
love that.
I think we're running up to time. Sorry, but it's only an hour. Normally,
Yeah, no.
we could do
man,
longer.
It's good.
But
I was having a good time.
I know
That
that was a great.
This went very
It
fast.
was super fun.
Yeah.
And great book. And I honestly am looking forward to a sequel. Like, what do you think? How would that work? Because Kat
I don't
and her
know.
kid are dead.
I told the writer I am interested in a sequel if I like the story, so it could happen.
All right.
But it might not.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think that I don't know, you could do a prequel, you could do
that's true.
something in a nearby town that's also has the connecting forest.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever pitch to authors a
Yeah.
potential, like what they could do to give them
Mhm.
some like writing prompts?
Yeah, I do. I'd like to write myself, but if there's a writer I want to work with, and if they want to work with me, I'll reach out and I'll talk about things we could do. That I'll tell them, like, if you want to write with me, here's a few things I would love to draw, and you could just write a story around it.
What genres do you want to work in, and where can people who want to work with you find you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all genres. I could do all genres. A lot of people just see me for horror and I guess typecast, but I'd love to do sci-fi. I am writing my own kind of sci-fi, and I would love to do a Western. I think that'd be fun.
Like Dark Tower type thing.
Yeah, like that. Cowboy hats and
Yeah.
revolvers. I love The Dark Tower. That's one of my favorite books of all
We
time.
did that recently on here. We did both the graphic novels and the novel.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ever want to come back and read one of them with us and talk
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
yeah,
we would love to have you back.
yeah, I'll talk about Dark Tower.
Okay.
That'd be fun for me.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Because I'm in the middle of Wizard and Glass, my second time reading through
Oh,
the
perfect.
series, and
That's the fourth?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the third.
okay.
No, we're hitting the second. We just did the
We
first.
just
Okay.
did the second, though. We did the second
just
with
did
Janice.
The first.
Huh?
We just did the first.
All right.
The second comic, the first novel.
All right, we'll talk about this
Oh.
after. The second, we did the second novel and
No.
comic in the second one. We did. Janice and I read the novel, and you read this. Remember?
Yeah, y'all read the novel because y'all weren't supposed to, and then the one
you
we
read
had with
ahead?
Craig for
But
Gola.
that's what we talked about.
No, that's what y'all talked about. I was talking about because I didn't.
You see this shit? All right. Well, now you know
Okay.
what you're in for when we
Okay.
when we do Dark
Yeah.
Tower.
Me and her butt heads.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But we love each other.
Of course.
You know, I did it. Whatever. And Clay puts me in my place when I need to. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Where
can we find you?
People find you?
All of my Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, anything that I might be on. I'm Chris Shehan Art, all one word. Chris SHEHAN Art.
All right. And any upcoming projects you want to throw out there, possibly?
There's nothing that I can announce
Okay.
currently. Yeah, but
Gotcha.
I'm there's stuff coming. You can go to Comic Shop right now and get anything. Like I have a few covers I've done that are out, and I can't say Denizen, the trade paperback, is coming out this summer. So if that's my next like graphic novel that's coming out, you can read that.
okay.
Sweet.
Mhm.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having
man.
me.
For
This
sure.
was fun. And thank y'all everybody for watching and listening.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.